Hello once again, traveler. I'm Nate.
I'm Noah.
And this is our hasty history behind the creation of one of the most beloved and coveted books ever written, The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. Ready, set, go.
Before Tolkien created The Lord of the Rings, he had created the foundations for his world, Middle-earth, and he had made many short stories like The Hobbit, a prequel to Lord of the Rings, being published in 1937.
2 years later, though, World War II would begin, and Tolkien would join the war, having the rank of lieutenant in the British Army. After the war, he was forlorn for many years and eventually began writing the sequel to The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings, going into the 1940s.
His experience with the war made his imagination and thoughts a bit darker, and The Lord of the Rings became a much gloomier take on the world of Middle-earth. He found himself skipping around and finishing parts of the story out of order while writing the book.
In 1949, he finished with The Lord of the Rings, being one book with 3 parts: The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and The Return of the King. The book was originally published as one book, but later copies have each part as their own respective books.
Some years later, Christopher Tolkien, J.R.R. Tolkien's son, would help his father with typing errors and redrawing the maps of Middle-earth. These would then be added to the future publications. J.R.R. Tolkien would eventually die on September 2, 1973, at the age of 81.
Now, The Lord of the Rings is a fantasy classic and was so popular that a live-action movie adaptation of the book was made by director Peter Jackson. Okay, that's the history of The Lord of the Rings. Bye.